Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault Gaming video. Xvault here, and today what I'm going to go over is, yes, it's already that time for your January PS Plus Essential Tiered 3 free games for the month of January 2023. So let's go ahead and break these 3 games down and jump to it. Alright, so like I was saying, what I'm going to go over here is the PS Plus Essential games that you get off the basic tier for subscribing to PS Plus, which is that Essential tier. You do get 3 games every month, and as long as you are subscribed to this service, you get to keep those games. Now, if you ever do happen to unsubscribe or let that time lapse to where you're no longer subscribed for a while, 4, 5, 8 months, whatever, and you re-up, any games that you did claim during that PS Plus Essential Tier subscription service do come back automatically. So do keep that in mind. No, you don't get to own these forever, but whenever you decide to, subscribe, you do get to get these back. So just always keep that in mind. Just a little FYI I wanted to throw out in this one as well. But we have some good games here overall. I don't think January needs to be all that strong, considering most folks get a lot of games for gifts this time of year. So I don't even think it needs to be this strong, but it's still pretty strong when it all comes down to it. But let's go ahead and go off the first one. I'll pull this via the PS blog here, but the first one being Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, multiple times I thought about picking this up. I do not own this yet myself. I think this is a great get. This is very, Souls-like actually, but set in the Star Wars universe, a little bit more traversal, stuff like that. But very difficult as well. The difficulty scale is a little bit high, so keep that in mind in case you thought you'd just walk into a, easy hack and slash game. It is very methodical. But this game has been as low as $9.99 a lot of the times. So if you did miss that sale that happens here and there periodically, you can pick this up via this now, and I think this is a great get. Heard nothing but good things about it, and of course we do get the sequel to this early in the year of 2023, and that's looking better and better. He's looking more grizzled and stuff like that. A lot of dark things have been happening to kind of shape how he views everything now. So it's going to be interesting, and I hope I have time on my schedule to get to this game before the sequel, and at least at some point, right? So I hear nothing but good things about it. A lot of good feedback. Very rare do I hear that folks don't like it. And just one of those great games. So definitely keep a lookout. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this game plus here. But let's go ahead and move on to the next game here. Now, I have a lot to say kind of about Fallout 76, but that is your second game of the month. Essentially, this is a game that I had a lot of time into, especially when it was first released. I paid full price. My boy had his own copy. Also ended up getting the wife a copy because we all just enjoyed playing with one another in a group. And, bugs aside, it was a lot of fun to be had at first, kind of exploring, being those kind of like the first to the frontier in a way of exploring the maps and the story and your base and just trying to work together and having your own kind of different classes and everything. That aspect of it was phenomenal. We did have a lot of bugs at first. I know a lot has been smoothed out. I haven't even touched it for over a year because I got a little irritated with the kind of pass and subscription kind of thing that you do or can allow yourself to take part in with this game. And so that kind of ruined it, and it messed up when I joined the server again, messed up where my base was placed, and I had to replace it somewhere else, didn't like it. They gave me a lot of goodies to come back and all that, a lot of power armor and different stuff, but then I was over encumbered. I couldn't fast travel back to my base. A lot of things were just kind of messed up, and I said, oh, this is a headache right now. I don't have the time or the energy to deal with that. But I still think this is a good game overall. You're not going to have nearly the crashes that I had back in the day when anybody sent off a nuke bomb that the whole server crashed and you're booted out and the frames dropping from 10 frames a second often in a lot of ghoul fights. But, picking that all apart, it's still a solid game. And this coming out now, I think they've tweaked a lot of things. This will usher in even more players to the game. I know this is part of the not PS Now, but PS Plus Extra and Premium tiers. So this has been in there for a while. But if you aren't subscribed to those tiers, well, now you can partake in this game as well. So again, I think it's a lot of fun. If you like any of the Fallout stuff, you're really going to enjoy yourself here. And I can't really say any more than that because I think it's a good get overall. It has been very cheap off and on if you find it on sale, just an FYI. But, you know, they're throwing it together. They don't need to, and when I say they, Sony doesn't need to really pull a lot together here for, again, the month of January. I guarantee you most of us have a lot of games that we got on sale through the Black Friday time period or the holiday sales. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas and stuff like that, I'm sure you picked yourself up, you know, a lot of games and stuff like that with how good the sales have been. And right now the PS store has actually been doing an end of year sale as well as after their Black Friday sale. So just tons of good stuff there. So the fact that it's even this good is something to be said. But your final game, moving on from that, is going to be a game called Axiom Verge. This is an indie game. I don't know a whole lot about it. It looks okay if you're into those indie side scrollers, Metroidvania type of games, and here we go. But here you explore two connected worlds, wield ancient tech and question reality in the explorative platformer sequel, which expands on the universe with completely new characters, abilities, and gameplay. Explore an alternate path for Earth-like worlds and replete with the ruins of an ancient high-tech civilization. Hack machines, battle monsters, and use your remote drone to enter the breach, a parallel but connected reality that is filled with its own dangers. You'll want to search every inch for the hidden items and upgrades you need to survive. So, you know, just your typical one, which I'm sure is a lot of good stuff here. It has a sequel. Heard good things about it. So again, if you're up there, great. So just a quick reminder, you do have another chance before January 3rd. January 3rd is when these games are available for download. However, when that January 3rd clock strikes midnight over in, I don't know, New York time, not Mountain time, then, you know, the December games are gone. So just keep an eye out for that. Just a reminder, you can add Divine Knockout, the Founders Edition. The game's pretty solid. There's a lot of tryhards all of a sudden. The first week or something like that was super easy and you could just wreck everybody. And now you got people pulling off some crazy moves. And there you go. But still a great game. And then, of course, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I never got to the first Mass Effect. Just started it up right before I got my games for the holiday season here. So I hope to get back to that when I have some time. So that last month was phenomenal. And then, of course, it rounds out with Biomutant, which, I'll be honest, I felt like the combat was not tight enough. And it was just kind of all over the place and a little floaty and just not fine-tuned. And I just kind of didn't like that with the gameplay itself. But I know some others out there that do really enjoy that game. But the platinum for that game is actually really, really minimal. So anyway, sidetracked on all that. But ultimately, and then of course you can check out the Spotify playlist every month now that has a PlayStation Plus monthly game-inspired playlist on Spotify, which will be refreshed with new songs every month, like I said. So cool stuff there if you want to. If you're into good game soundtracks, they put together a medley for that. So that's really a cool deal that they do that and put that together for you. But yeah, Jedi Fallen Order, Fallout 76, and Axiom Verge. That rounds out your month of January 2023 PS Plus Essential Games. So keep in mind that we will be doing another video for January, probably in a couple weeks here, if not 2.5 weeks, where we will go over your PS Plus Extra and Premium tiers and what's added to that subscription service. But let me know what you think of the selection today that we will be getting for January 2023. I would love to hear from you. If you think this is a great selection, let me know. If you think it's lackluster, does it affect you? Were you expecting for more? Do you kind of get it? Would love to hear from you. And of course, if you haven't already, definitely leave a like, comments, and if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. We are at 346 subscribers out of 500. So if you do find it in your heart to help me out, help us grow, hit that algorithm. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, we'll let you enjoy the rest of your day, get that back to you, and we'll see you next time on the next Xvault Gaming video. And until then, take care.